Save those L's, I couldn't sleep right now. I get paid, vacay, I'm staying B-side. Breaking the blues over steak, I gotta eat right. You could be my peace sign. I don't need that energy around me. I just need sun, you're so cloudy. I wake up good, you're so grouchy. Please get from around me. When the truth don't work, you start telling lies. Thought you were down to ride, you weren't down to ride. Caught switching, you were picking sides. Don't blink, caught slipping like a slip and slide. I was shooting dice till I got a nosebleed. Money on the floor, can't get cold feet. Took a L, should've put it in the offering. Lord, forgive me for my sins, don't know of me. Scary thoughts, I got scary thoughts. Lost control, now I'm taking charge. Breaking bills, friends breaking off. You could be the youngest, I'm the dawn. Kiss the ring, nah. In the scene like GOT. Stay away.
Hey, did you know that you could single-handedly help this channel grow by clicking the like button down here on the left? And if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe here on the right. Share the video with friends and family, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we do new videos or live streams. Thanks! Okay, so let's make sure we got our mute button hit. Thank you guys for coming. First off, before we get into anything, I'm your host, J&J Video Reacts, and welcome to the Tuesday Takeover, baby. Woo! We got a good one for you tonight, and I want to thank everybody who's down in the chat. My baby Vegan Knowledge, Jen, Buddha 1000, Ro. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me see, am I missing anybody? What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? How is everybody? Hopefully, everybody has been having a good week so far. We just still in Tuesday. But yeah. So we let's see here. We got to talk about some of these crazy folks, guys. We got to talk about some of these crazy folks because they are crazy. They are nuts, and this tell-all is indicative of that. You know, this tell-all is indicative of that. We got so much to unpack with what happened, and the fact that they stretched it out to a third one, I'm livid. I'm like, come on, is it that serious? That half of that stuff, all of it really could have been squozen between the two tell-alls. So they're being a little bit greedy. They normally just have a part one and a part two, and they fill it all in there, but they're stretching it out even further this time and giving us a part three. So we've got another one to do next week, which, hey, gives us something to do, right? But yeah, so it starts off, and I want to give a shout out to we are now up to 596 subscribers. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you guys that are sharing it. I appreciate all of you that have subscribed and have become a part of the J Crew. I have a link tree now with J Crew. It's called J Crew Links. So it's in the description. If you want to support the channel, my Cash App link is in there. My PayPal link is in there. And also every other link, the TikTok, the Twitter, YouTube, obviously, and of course, Instagram is on there. So follow me on all forms of social media because I'm putting a bunch of TikToks up. I've been starting to do live TikToks. Just the other day, Ro and Jen and those guys were there, and everybody was there while I did a live drum session on TikTok. So if you want to get to know the other sides of me, hey, come on TikTok because I'm on there a lot, you know. But yeah, dude. Okay, so let's start in order with how the tell-all went. It started out, and thank you again, Jen, for the wonderful generosity that you have bestowed upon us. It's because of you that I can actually look and not have to do one of these numbers up in the screen, trying to figure out what's what. I still kind of have to do it, but for the most part, it is a lot easier once I get up to the screen to see what the hell I'm looking at. So thank you for a larger screen. I appreciate you so much. So they start out with Tiffany and Ronald. Okay. They start out with Tiffany and Ronald, and they start talking about how Tiffany has gone over with Carly to visit Ronald, and she's going over there with the intention on seeing if her marriage is worth saving, you know. And they sprinkled a little bit of, hey, I want him to see his kids type shit, right? Which we all know is not the real reason she went over there. She went over there, of course, yeah, to let him see his little girl, but she really went over there to see if it was worth saving her marriage and staying with this guy. And what ended up happening was she went over there and apparently got a phone call from the girl that, let's call it what it is, looks just like Tiffany. Okay. She literally looks just like Tiffany. So she calls, and Tiffany, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but about 6 months ago or so, there was a picture on Instagram. There was a picture on Instagram of Tiffany, and the room was dark, and she was clearly in the bed, right? But you could see Ronald behind her, knocked out sleeping, and she's at. I, you know what? Now in retrospect, and that shows you how late it is before we actually see this stuff in real time. Um, because Tiffany months ago, and this must have been when she was there, had a picture, and she was basically an Instagram showing probably this girl. That's probably the night she got the phone call. Because she said, I'm in bed with him right now, I sleep with him every night. So I don't know what you're calling for. Stop calling. And she's like, Tiffany, what are you talking about? He never stopped seeing me. Basically, he's just using you for a piece of ass right now, girlfriend, because I'm the main bitch, okay? And I'm like, what? But I remember seeing a picture of Tiffany holding up the phone to Instagram saying, or something like that, and showing that she was literally in bed and showed Ronald right behind her. He was like this, all knocked out. You know what I mean? She wore his ass out. So it's like, she was probably showing that picture to that girl saying, listen, if you think I'm bullshitting, here's the proof. There he is right there. And I'm clearly in bed with him. Go figure. But I don't look at it as, I'm like, good for you. You know what I mean? You're the one that really needs to make up your mind. So apparently she did that. Apparently she did that. And when this girl came in the picture and said that he's still, he's getting money from me and he's still with me, that was all Tiffany needed to make her decision that, hey, I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. This is what I was waiting for. She said she was just going to sit back and let him fuck up. Way to manifest, Tiffany. Self-fulfilling prophecy. We talk about all that type of stuff on midday I still want to call it midday meltdown or midday motivated. Okay. What you focus on is what you bring into your reality. And she did not think it was going to work. She sabotaged that the whole damn time. She kept looking for ways that it was not going to work. And she got exactly what she wanted. Ronald's not innocent either. Okay. But she got exactly what she deserved. And that was for them to break up. Yeah. Here's the thing, too. I don't like his attitude, dude. I don't like what he did here. And then he kicked the table into the camera. What's going on? Is he smacking her around or what? Because he showed some seriously violent tendencies. Tendencies. And she said she's been keeping quiet for 7 years. Keeping quiet about what, Tiffany? Is he beating on you, girl? Because if so, yeah, it's about time for you to get up out of there. Okay. He thought I was just going to continue to take it. I think that maybe she might not want to go there. But in looking at what he did, I have no doubt he probably got violent with her a couple times because he's got a temper. He's got a temper. And who knew? Who knew? There were scenes where Jen and I were watching. It's like, why is Tiffany picking on him? It seemed like she was badgering him a couple seasons back and on him. And it seemed like he was doing nothing but trying to make her happy, trying to paint the room for Daniel and make sure everything was pristine and ready for them to come over. He was talking to his mother. He was trying, and she just kept finding fault with everything he did, kept badgering him. That Ronald had the patience of a saint. I don't know what happened, or is this the real Ronald? Because he kept saying, "I'm trying. I can't do this. I'm trying to put the groceries." He didn't seem like the type of guy that would have kicked the chair over. Okay, he kept taking it from her. So, okay, basically, we got the story with the real Ronald, and Tiffany is rolling out, and what she's gonna end up doing is she's spending time with this guy. I kind of knew something had happened. Let me bring Jen in. I am gonna put a link down in the chat in a little bit. We're just gonna go ahead and get this recap out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor for anybody that wants to come up. But right now we got this guy here on the screen. Wait a minute, hold up. That's not the right one.
That's the other one that looks like
Right.
I get those two mixed up a lot too.
um, but I could see it, but I was moving too fast. So this is Dan. I think his name is Dan, and her son named Daniel. Wow, how about that? I just thought about that. Okay,
Yep,
so this
Buddha
is
sent
Dan.
Dan.
Yep. And this is who Dan is, and that is Tiffany's new love interest. So she apparently went out on a couple dates with him after the whole Fabio fiasco. Okay. And she decided that she's going to continue to see him. And she also is very active on Instagram. These two have been talking, Instagramming back and forth. So I knew before this tell all happened that she didn't end up with Ronald, because on social media these two are apparently, open with the fact that they're together. So good for her. Finally, she got away from him, and she got somebody new to boot. She does not, and Jen and you and I talked about this. She's faking the funk, right?
Yeah, I didn't see a connection, that between them, honestly, when they went on that first date. I didn't it looked like it was forced a little bit to me. However, if they're still talking, maybe that's her way of getting over Ronald, so that's her rebound boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I think that it's so funny because on the tell all, she was, yeah, well, we'll see where it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Tony
like I'm all
smile
in.
like I have somebody.
He's
And
a nice guy, but he ain't all the way there. I don't see like that huge like love connection,
no,
right? And
no,
my theory on her. He definitely was a jerk on that. Like he definitely has a temper. I
yeah,
just feel like, to me, and I know it's like the unpopular opinion, but to me, what I've always said, I feel like somewhere along the line she disconnected from him and didn't want to continue that when she was over there that time, and
yeah.
just like it might have even been before that. I feel like she could never get past his past, if that
And
makes
I
sense.
like the side piece thing.
I saw that. But you know what I mean? I feel like she just never thought that he was going to be able to live up to the father that and the man that she needed him to be. And she was always paranoid about his gambling, and like no matter what he would do good. She was never focused on that. She'd focused on like the one time that he screwed up, it seemed like.
The
So
self-fulfilling
I
prophecy.
don't. I feel like that when she was over there that one time, what we were watching, and he was trying to put the groceries away, and he was shopping for Daniel and trying to spend money. She was like, "Oh, you're spending too much," or and he was like, "I'm just trying to make the boy." He spent all that time decorating the room, and she wasn't, grateful about that.
I
I feel
felt
like that's where
bad
their
then.
relationship went weird with him, where he
Yeah.
started to not trust her, and she didn't seem like she when he started talking about them living over there, that's when she disconnected. Did you
Yeah,
notice
and
that?
remember when he painted the room up, I literally felt really bad for him because I thought he was trying. But remember all the stuff, yeah, they definitely disconnected them because remember he accused her of dating the cameraman. He said the guys
Yeah.
that you got filming us, she's into him. That's why, and it almost kind of added up because she really was treating him like shit. And
Yeah.
it almost seemed like she was like flirting with the camera guy. You could see the way she looked at the camera and she would smile a little bit. I'm like, wait a minute, is she into the
You know how
cameraman?
sometimes when, like, I feel like overall that wasn't going to match her life. She did not want to uproot the family and bring them to South Africa. That just
No,
was
and she
not.
had her mom in her ear telling her not to be with him.
Yeah, so she kind of, like you said, manifested in a way that she forced him to a point, like, not that it's her fault, but I
Right.
feel like at that point she wasn't all in, so she was like looking for reasons to get out, and she was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to go back and try again, but watch what he does. I'm going to let him just hang himself, and all of a sudden
Right.
it's like you can look at things like chess moves though, and people don't even realize they're doing it. She might not be doing it on purpose, but I can see it from the outside, and it's probably not the popular opinion because everybody else might see it like he's just this big jerk. And yeah, he's a jerk
Yeah.
probably. I mean, I'm not going to deny that.
He showed some serious jerk tendencies on that tell-all. You don't kick shit over like that, and
No.
especially if you're trying to create this image like she's the crazy one, you're not doing a good job. Right
It's
now, you
almost
look
like,
like the psycho.
yeah, but is that what she was going for there, and like knowing how she could push
Yeesh.
him to the limit.
Pushes
Buddha
buttons to
said,
get him to do that,
I
right?
think that I like that Dan gave her some grace. Yeah, me too. If she wants to get out of that relationship, stop trying to make it work, and whatever toxic stuff you got going on with him, just get away. And that's her way of pulling away. She said that trip was really toxic with them, but I seen some danger issues with Ronald back then too. Yeah, she kind of she's a pretty forward, kind of strong woman, and I saw her kind of a little more
Yeah,
timid with him. So you're right, Buddha.
yeah. Yeah. And not only that, it's like, whatever happens between them, at least the kids aren't going to be involved. You know what I'm saying? The kids aren't going to be dragged back and forth. The boy got a he's got more common sense than both of
Both
them
of
put
them.
together.
Daniel, yes,
And
he
he said, "You
does.
know what, mom? You want to go ahead back and forth over there to Africa? You go right ahead. I'm going to stay here with grandma this time. And I'm going to stay in school. I'm going to get my education. I'm going to finish doing me and do my life. Just
That little
whatever you
boy's an
do."
old soul, isn't he?
Yes. He's like, "I just want you to be happy. If it was Ronald, then be with Ronald. If it's with somebody else, then be with somebody else." But I tell you one thing, one of the smart things she can do, and me personally, I don't know that I could do this, but Tiffany strikes me as the type that would pull this off. She might end up cheating on him, but it looks like she's willing to at least try to be with this Dan guy. Some women are cool with arranged marriages. Some people are cool with that. She may legit get with this guy because he's stable. He seems like he'd probably be a good father figure for her children. And he's most likely not going to cheat on her because he does not give me cheater. So he gives me all in, just looking for a good girl, looking for somebody that's looking for a stable relationship that's not going to break my heart. And hopefully, Tiffany will get involved with him, maybe grow to love him, because that is highly possible that she could do that. You don't want to force it. And after a few months, if it's not there, then let the man go. Let him find somebody who's really into him. But if you find that you get into it, just like they do with this married at first sight stuff, they get involved and then, can I love you? Can I fall? Can I see myself falling in love? Okay, yeah, wait a minute. I'm getting to know you and I am falling in love. That may happen with them. Right now, it's clear she's not in love with him. She's not into him, but she likes him enough to try to fall in love.
Let me
So I
ask
hope
you
it
this:
works.
does she or does she not, in a way, remind you of I can't think of her name. We're probably going to talk about them soon. But the one that you just put up her boyfriend on the screen, or
Tanya, they remind
Tanya.
I want to
So I feel like she needs some time to herself. This like Tiffany right now. Like I know she's trying to date this
yes.
guy. However, like I feel like Tiffany is the same because something in her made her go outside of the country and go after a guy who has a previous gambling addiction. You know what I mean? Like she needs
Yeah.
something more. I feel like sometimes, and like you said, that might not be who's right for her, but that's what she's attracted to. That's what she's into because
She likes
then
bad boys.
it's like when things are ready to settle down, she's kind of thinking, I don't know, maybe yeah, she likes the bad boy, so maybe she needs to go for the good boy. Kim Turner said, I think she was abused in
Hey
that
Kim.
relationship. relationship. I think that's becoming a popular opinion because it didn't look good what he did. Janetta said, "Me too, Kim. I think she's not saying something or trying to hide the fact. Very
That's
well
what I
could be."
just said, Janetta. You and me are on the same page, girl. Because I just said, she said, I've been quiet for 7 years. What have you been quiet about? I think he may have been abusing her. And her saying that I'm not going to continue to take it is her way of saying, yeah, it was an abusive relationship verbally and physically, and I'm not taking it anymore without actually outing him. You know what I mean?
I feel like she would out him though if he was. At this
He
point,
outed
I don't know.
himself.
You
He
know?
outed himself. Who knew he was that crazy? He outed himself.
Right. She didn't even have to. Buddha
Yep.
said, "Oh, you think Tiff needs to run to Aruba and go scuba too, huh, Vegan?" Yes, I'm telling you, that is like
I
that
want her and
reminds
Tiffany to
me.
hook up. I
Dawn's already
want
got the
Tanya and
relationship plan.
dude, I want
Tanya and
Tanya and
Tiffany.
Tiffany to
Look,
hook
it's
up. I
already the
think they
two
would be the
T's. It's
I think they would
TT.
be the cutest couple.
TT.
I think they would
Um,
be the cutest couple.
I think what the biggest thing about it is that, I feel like I was saying that with Tanya last night. She needs, like, she was settling down and he didn't want to settle down, but they were saying that about her too. It's like, okay, now she wants to go be this party girl. When she gets the guy that wants to settle down, is she then going to not be that same, like when she finds the party guy, is she going to be able
Yep.
to party with him or is she going to
I'm
want to
sh-
settle down?
I know, I know. We'll get to it. Let's stay in
Stay on
order.
topic.
All right,
Um,
so
Janetta,
I got my plan back. Go ahead, baby.
Janetta said, right, she's starting to speak up and now she needs to just leave. And Jen said, as a survivor, it's hard to get out of a relationship like that. Right. She's pulling herself out of it. She's got a lot of people behind her because she's got the whole, like a lot of people on social media, I'm sure, behind her. So she's got some support as well as her family. So,
Took me 3 times to leave my husband. We were married for 4 years, and yeah, like I said before, it was few and far in between, but the third strike, you're out. And me, I'm not going to sit there and just take it. So I'm, attempt hey, come on my yeah. Okay, you're going to know you've been in a fight with my ass, okay? I don't care. Dude, whatever. But 3 times. The first time, especially when you have a child, you're in shock. Did this really happen? Oh man. Okay, if there's real love there, you you got to give it a shot. I know the status quo. Get out, get out. If they did it once, they'll do it again. And I had the thought in my head, believe me, and I did. I rolled out. I went home to mama, and she said, it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you one way. She was smart about it. So I'm not going to tell you one way or another what to do with your marriage. You're a grown woman. That's up to you. You got to figure that out. But you can stay here as long as you like. If you leave them, then hey, you got a place to come to get yourself together. If you go back, then hey, it's your bed, you're making it, you lie in it. If you think he deserves another shot. So because we had a kid, I did 2 times. That time I should have left, but I didn't. I stayed one more time, but 3 strikes, I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm done. So, and I should have left after the second time because that let me know, okay, here it is a year later, okay, and it's happened again. That means it's going to get progressively worse. So, you know what I mean? Third time I was out. But a lot of women, to your point, Jen, do not do that. They stay and stay. And then they begin to think it's their fault that they're
yeah. Well, that's
triggering
the
it,
that's the
that they're
verbal
bringing
abuse
it.
thing too. Like with verbal or physical, it's always that okey doke that like you think you're never good enough or you did it or you pushed them to this limit. There's no way that anybody's ever pushing anybody to get to a violent level or even to
No,
be verbally abusive. It's never
no
the other
excuse.
person's fault. It's just the way that they manipulate it to make you think. Jen said it took
That's what's
me many
happening.
times as well. The second he was driving 100 on the highway and brought my grandma's name into it, I said, GTFO. Exactly, Jen. Good. Glad that you got the heck out of there. She said my son was 4, but still remembers what I went through.
Wow, my daughter was 4 the first time it happened. That's another reason I got out. I did not want to set that example for my daughter. Okay, forget daughter. I'm like, okay, because I want her to see, man starts hitting on you, get the fuck out of there. You don't sit there and take that. I love your father, but no, we're not gonna continue to take that. I wanted her to see that mommy got away from that. So she remembers and she learned, and we had conversations about it. And one day she finally came to me and said, hey, yeah, I see. Because she could with him while he dated other women and went through other things. And she said, Ma, I see why. Yeah, okay. As she grew up around it, he even got violent with her a couple times, from what I understand. So she understood why I did not stay in that marriage.
Hey,
So, and I'm
Dolly.
glad I set that example.
Hey,
Huh?
Shonda. Shonda and Dolly Bush. I was just saying hi.
Shonda and Dolly Bush. Hi,
We're so
ladies.
proud of
How
you for
are
getting out of
you?
there. And Janetta, or Buddha said Tina in the limo. I know that's right, Janetta Williams. Oh, she said she needs
Did
to do what
she
Tina
crack
did in
him
the
one or
limo.
what? She was like, that's all you got? Boom! I was like, yeah, girl, beat his ass. I was like, that is years of abuse. Take it out on him right now. Fuck him up. I don't mean any harm. I'm sorry. Excuse my French. But yeah, that was you made me want to watch that movie.
Rose said, I had the psychological and couldn't see it. The first time it became physical, I was out. Yeah, psychological is a hard one because that'll really, you know what I mean? That one is
That
not as in
gaslighting
your
shit.
face too. Both
Yeah.
are terrible, and some people have both, and usually both at the same time. I mean, there's,
Right.
Janetta said I had to do that in a past relationship when I finally had enough. It was 8 months with my first child. Man, we're a bunch of tough chicks here.
Wow.
We went
We've
through some
all been
stuff,
through
didn't
it,
we?
huh?
Jen said, yes, Dawn, the love of your kids will make you see the reality. And Rose said, hey, Dolly. And good for you, Dawn. Jen said, I'm glad you're out, Ro. It's hard. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely that's like, you're like in a different world, and when you get escape that, it's gotta be so like so much freedom, at that point, especially from the physical because you're living in probably a constant state of fear and walking on eggshells, verbally
You know
or mentally.
something?
I mean, or physical.
I think that's a subject for elevated. I really
Yeah.
do.
Rose
I
said this
think
is
we'll
our own
we'll talk
support
about
group.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's taken that turn. I think people need to get that out for sure.
WLW baby. WLW. Women loving women.
When you just
And taking
definitely
care of
once
each
you
other.
identify it is the thing. Sometimes
Yeah.
like it's very easy to think like, you keep trying to catch up and say, "Oh, it's not going to happen if I do this, this, and this," and you realize it's not you.
Yes. Absolutely.
Back to
Um
90 Day.
back to 90 Day, right?
Thanks a lot, Ronald. Triggered
Okay,
something here.
so we got through. And so then we go on a little hiatus and everybody just kind of gets to know each other and just kind of chit chats a little bit. Ladies, what's going on with Tim? What is going on with Tim? What's with the pink pants? Dun 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 dun
He's the pink
dun
pantser.
dun 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 dun. No!
I had
Oh my
to.
God! Did you guys hear her with the Jen joke? The pink pants.
I love the way he sits too. He is so like sure of himself, right? He's like, I don't give a. I'm gonna wear my pink pants and do what I want.
I I'll tell you right now,
Patrick from
ladies.
SpongeBob just said. Oh,
I I
Rose said I thought they were red orange color. Maybe they are. I'm kind of colorblind.
I don't appreciate you ladies talking about me like that.
Oh, he's
What
here.
is going on with Tim's voice? Ow, 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 ow. I mean, it's like, come on, dude. That's it's like, I don't know. Are you circumcised? I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to wear these pink pants because I just like them, and they
You
might be
so just like
orange.
him.
I
Bruno
might
said,
they
"Damn,
they
Tim."
they actually might be orange. I don't know. But I decided to wear them and I like them. Veronica likes them. That's all that matters.
That sounds just like him. That's so funny. I felt like he was Here, look, we could put pictures up on the screen, and you could pretend you have these people as guests. Damn, Tim
Right.
in those pants, Buddha said. I'm mad at his wardrobe, 90-day designer.
They
He
are
speaks like a little
absolutely
valley girl, Rose said.
crazy. And it doesn't match. Why the gray and the black? And if you're gonna go color, then go color all the way. The whole outfit should have been like that. If not, throw some jeans on with that. It's like he wanted to stand out. Just like the last time, and I can't believe we're on. Who gives a shit what he wears? But it's like he had those he had those boots on that last time.
Jen said she peed her pants laughing so hard just now.
I'm like, this dude is trying to tell us that he is a flamer without literally saying it.
They just wanted
Okay,
to. He wanted to
so
match them two. They look like they're matching his pants. What's going on?
right. So we come back
Nothing much.
from the break, and we've got Caesar, who and he's talking about the fact that he is actually dating two women.
Oh
Who
Lord,
thought that? You know what? This man. Let me tell y'all
I
something.
can't.
He's
I
trying to
can't.
pull a Nick. Anybody watching Seeking Sister Wives last season? He's trying to pull a Nick. He thinks he can, but the only thing is he's not having them take care of him. He's taking care of them. He thinks he can sit there and get two women like this dude did and live in a house and everybody's having kids and making babies and it's going to be one happy family. What?
I got. I
Caesar,
mean,
you're not built like that.
KT said, Tim is starting to sound like he smoke a pack a day. Yeah, he is kind of like you're right.
He sounds
And
like he smoked a
Shonda
pack
said,
every 10 minutes.
"Can we
Okay.
talk about Caesar wanting a thruple, all sleep in the same bed and have babies? Who does he think he is, Hugh Hefner?" Caesar Hefner. Oh my gosh.
Caesar
I
Hefner.
mean, what sometimes he can seem so normal. Like if he was the guy
Yeah.
that did your nails in the nail salon, like you'd be like talking to him and everything's cool. And then like you don't know this guy's got this double life where he's going over there trying to be like Mr. Casanova,
Right.
dating two women and got two women living at home. Like I think Tim hit the nail right on the head when he said that's what it is because that's why he goes to the other country because here they look at Caesar like, oh, you're some, old dude that does nails. Over there, he's wearing the top hat and he's like, he's going to take care of two women. What?
On a nail technician salary. I could see if
I
you
need to go
own the
start
nail
doing some
salon.
nails.
Do you own the nail salon? But you know what? I cut hair for a long time
Yeah,
and
tips,
and
man.
uh
I might
tips
start doing
add
nails.
up. I made some good ass money as a barber. I'm telling you, I walk out of a barber shop with $200-300 in a day. So it is possible. And high end salons, this is in the middle of Baltimore City. High end salons, they're gonna walk away with more than that. They may crack a comma. So salon people make some money, but and especially if he's built his clientele, and apparently he has because he's been doing that for years. So he has a clientele there. So anything where you can develop a clientele, I tried driving a cab for a little while. I built a client base with that, but that's because I'm business oriented. I'm always trying to turn something into a business. And I had a set group of people that I would pick up from 4 in the morning up until about 10 o'clock. And before 10 o'clock a.m., I had my nut that I had to go pay for the cab all ready for the day. The rest of the day was my money. So, and I had it set up like that. So, this guy, I believe he can support two women. The thing is, should he be supporting two women?
And do those women even like him? Like you know what I mean? These are like that's the
They've
whole
already got
point
their
in this.
visas, though. They're
He
not using them
doesn't.
for
Does he
visas.
care though? Really? I mean, if you think about it, it's like with him, it's more like he just wants somebody to
He
love.
wants company and he's giving them a place to stay. So he doesn't send them money. He didn't have to buy their visas. But what he is doing is providing a home for them. So they're like, okay, yeah. And what's going on with the two of them? Yeah, we're all going to stand and say, but are they a couple? Do they ever
She
come clean with that? Oh, these two women already living together, a couple, and he has infiltrated a
no,
lesbian
I
relationship?
don't. I didn't really catch all that. I didn't think
They
so.
know
I
they never
thought
said it. But why are they paired up, these women? Because
Maybe
he's
they do that. Maybe the matchmaker goes has pairs too. She charges double. Like you get a grab a friend, and I'll get you a guy to live with. That way, it's two for one, like a BOGO.
oh my god.
Caesar salad needs to have several seeds. Janetta, that's your fault about the BOGO. I was just thinking about that buy one get one pump. Rose said
Right.
Caesar couldn't toss all them women's salad. They'd toss his though. Kim said JJ stop. Janetta said Buddha. Oh my
That's
God, Buddha. Oh, Buddha
crazy.
said that about the Caesar couldn't toss all them salads. Rose said her girlfriend's a stylist and rents a chair. She makes bank 1,000 a
I'm
day. Okay.
telling
Janetta
you,
said
you can
not
do it.
toss salad. They'll go catch something. And Janetta said typo hell. You know what? As I gotta go, guys, because I've got a hair technician class that I'm gonna go see right now, so I can learn how to cut hair.
I'm telling you, if my eyes were right, I would be cutting hair. I would be cutting hair. Jessie Lawless, that's what she does. And dude, I would definitely, I would see, but me, I would take it one step further. I want to own the barbershop because think about it. If you're getting booth rent times six or
You
seven
don't even have to
chairs,
cut any hair.
okay. So yeah, if I get back into barbering because I can't cut, I would buy, if I can find a nice rental space, look up some cheap chairs that are in good shape, get some chairs in there, get some sinks in there, and get that booth rent. Okay. Why just stop at cutting the hair? Get the booth rent because you're responsible for the rent and keeping the lights on. So you're going to make more
Can
money
you make
anyway.
videos to tell people how to cut hair and then go like sell them? You can take it a step further.
Yeah, but I was still an apprentice. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to instruct somebody like that. You need to be a master barber to teach anyway.
Dolly said,
But
"Is Veronica gonna date Kim's son Jamal?"
is Kim's son Jamal gonna date Tim? Is the question. Who else here
Uh-oh.
thinks Kim's son is gay?
I could see that.
Flame, okay, Flame. He is flaming.
You
He
think?
yeah. Come on, look at him. He acts just like Tim. He has very feminine tendencies. Very feminine tendencies.
And so she likes
And
people
where's the
with
girlfriend?
feminine tendencies, apparently, because Tim, right?
Right? But
So
I
I
tell you
see it.
what, Tim and Jamal,
I thought Tim and
I think
the
they'd make
guy
a cute
from
couple.
the other couple that he was on the last tell-all with. Remember when
You
it
talking about
wasn't
Kenny?
Veronica? Kenny, yep.
Let him break Kenny and Armand up.
Armando.
I would fly to wherever he is and beat
No,
the
I
shit
don't
out of
think he's
him.
gonna do that, but I
Kenny and
definitely
Armand,
think
leave them
that was
alone. They are a
interesting
good
that they
couple.
put those two together on there, right?
Right.
My
Yeah.
gaydar was blaring, Rose said. Janetta raised her hand. Jen said, talking about Caesar, his face wouldn't get wet, it would be his forehead. And then Dolly said, I never saw Jamal as being gay. You know, Dolly, I didn't catch it at
You
first
don't get
either,
that
but
thing?
now I see how sensitive he is to his mom, maybe, and like, he's a very calm spirit. Maybe that's,
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but there's no mention ever of a girlfriend. There's never you've never seen him with a woman and yes, that doesn't mean jack shit, but look at his actions. Look at the way that he's very like it wouldn't be, unlike him to, just say something and do like this. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, really? He talks like that. He does that. That's his way. So
you know
there have
what
been
too?
men that act
And
like that aren't gay, but I get
yeah,
gay from him.
I was gonna say sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean it, but we watched just recently Colton from The Bachelor, his coming out Netflix, and Dawn brought to my attention that and it doesn't mean
He
people are
came
gay the
out.
way they talk, because I'm sure I don't necessarily talk like I'm gay, whatever that
Once
means.
he
But
came out, man,
sometimes if that's the
all
direction,
of a
like if they
sudden
have a more of a feminine side, I
the
do see
essence
what you
got
mean.
perfect.
He did become more comfortable with himself because he felt he was probably holding back, trying to be
Yeah,
somebody they're not. And I think we all come into who exactly we are. I'm not
yeah.
overly, feminine person. However, I'm not. also like, overly feminine, if that
I
makes
have
sense.
gotten in touch with
I'm
my
kind of
feminine
right
side
in the
because,
middle somewhere.
dude,
Like
I
I
was
can
like,
watch some football and I can talk some reality and look at baby clothes.
I was straight up butch. Okay. Remember when you met me, I had no hair. I had literally shaved my head and I was wearing ties. So the guys we worked with would bring me ties to work. They thought it was cute. You know what I mean? And I look at this purple one. You like that one? You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not that I got bitched out, but I always had that feminine side as well. So I finally came into my own and it balanced out because you would never catch me in a dress. You would never catch me in a dress. You wouldn't catch Jen in a dress. But it works. You know what I mean? The way that we are, we both have a good so we work,
You don't
you
even
know?
catch me wanting to put clothes on now that I work from home. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, much less a dress. At least
Right.
I was wearing jeans
I
before. Darn
stay in
it.
a tank top and
Tim
like
equals femme
my pajama
man.
pants.
My bestie Rose said it was Jen. Rose said my bestie used to be my plus one because he presented straight. He got with his husband and now his flame burns bright. Kim's son don't want a brother either. Oh, Kim said. KT said, yeah, that was kind of. I was expecting him to react differently. Although I think he'd make a really good big brother. I think he's
Yeah.
handling the whole thing quite well with mom. Like I could
Yeah.
see a lot of kids reacting, he's like, "Okay, let me go meet this guy, let me get to know him." And when he bought him that PS4, "Daddy?" He almost like
Stepdaddy.
Dolly
Yeah,
said I
he
was
took that and
thinking that
ran.
about the PS5. Oh, it's a 5 now. I forgot where we were. Being the one Kim gave Usman. Mhm.
I mean, I could see, why she likes this. But of course you can. You just got a PS5 from this dude. Of course you're feeling Usman now. Usman knew it worked for him, so he said, "I'm gonna do it with the son."
Right. Like, okay,
Okay,
the PS5 got me,
real
so I'm gonna.
men. But yeah, man. Okay, so let's move. What do we got here? We got Caesar. It we've already talk about Natalie having a
Yeah,
literal
going off.
shit fit about
Natalie
him
goes
dating these
off.
Ukrainian women.
Nurse said regift. It's the same one. Usman goes to like, Kim goes to look for it and be like, "Where's it at? I just put it in the box and give to your son."
I didn't even go there. You are terrible. You guys are bad, man. But
That's why you
yeah,
like us.
Tanya had to step in and told Kim to told Natalie to bring it in a little bit because she was literally going off on him, thinking that he was talking shit about her country. Listen, Natalie just wants attention. Okay, Natalie always wants the camera to be on her, and she always wants to throw drama out there so that everybody's talking to Natalie and looking at Natalie. She had no reason for going off at him like that. Him dating those women had nothing to do with how he felt about her country. Obviously, he likes her country. He keeps going there to meet women. So how is that how is that disrespecting your country? She just needs to go sit down some damn where.
Natalie just all of a sudden like goes into like overdrive with like freak mode sometimes, like just all of a sudden, like remember when it was the other couple where she got plastic surgery? Isn't that her that went off at her? Like, okay, you know, calm down a little bit. And she took it like he was basically just buying these women, I think. And she's like, we fought to not look like we're being bought, but like Caesar, who hasn't even really genuinely gotten to know these women, it's like, hey, come on over here, live with me. I think I see where it was coming from, but the way she
Why
does it is
don't you
so
go to
crazy.
church? Go to Ukrainian church. He's not going to church to meet somebody in the Ukraine,
He's using
okay?
a
He's going
matchmaker.
there
He is buying these women.
right.
I'm sorry, but these
And like
women
he
are
would
being bought.
fit in a Ukrainian church. Like he would fit in a Ukrainian church. Like where is a Ukrainian church? He don't live there. He's not from there. He wouldn't they would look at him like, "Okay, the hell are you doing in here?" Okay? So yeah, I don't think that would work. But moving right along. Okay, so next we got Tanya and Sinjin. Okay. Tanya is sitting there explaining herself why she is still married to this man. What do you guys think about this? Jen, what you think about her getting the divorce papers and just blaming it on laziness? You think she still loves Sinjin?
I know she still loves Sinjin, and in
She
some
admitted it,
ways,
right?
Sinjin still loves her. And Sinjin would have been okay staying with her forever. What ended up happening is she changed in the relationship. He never did. Like,
Mm-hmm.
over time, people evolve. I get that. Like, you and I probably 15 years ago are different people than we are now, but she changed up too quick for him, I think. Like they were it's happening right now. There's a battle going on with oh man, Yara and Jovi, like now, right now, because like they were this party couple. They met in another country. They were partying. They were having fun, and then they came back to the U.S. and she was like, "Okay, time to settle down. Time to have kids." And he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't know. Like, I'm not ready to have kids right now." And then she was like, and he probably did drink way too much, but she's like, "Okay, I don't want you to, drink, and I don't want you to do this." And it was like all of a sudden she went into a different zone. And now that they broke up, though, she's back in that zone. And it's like, I feel like she's going to meet another party type guy, and then it's going to be the same struggle. Like, I feel like she just needs to, kind of. It's like she enjoys that time. Like some people become chronic, I'm going to have fun after I break up with somebody. So they just break up with somebody and they enjoy that time to themselves instead of just enjoying that time and then settling down. I feel like I'm not sure there, but I know that's her true love because she
I'm
can't get
I'm of
away
the
from him.
opinion I'm of the opinion that she needs to make up her damn mind. I think she still loves Sinjin. I think Sinjin still loves her. And even when he was sitting here in this
Yes,
back
Dolly.
room, he was yelling. That's what I was trying to do when we were together. Oh, it's fine for her to do that now. Wanted to do. When she's talking about partying and going and just experimenting and being free, he said, "Well, why couldn't he even said, why couldn't we have done that? When she got with me, she wanted to talk about having babies and being stable, and now she's partying. Hell, we could have stayed together for all that matter. You feel me?"
Yeah.
So he's absolutely right. He's pissed off because he's like, okay, wait a minute. I left because you wanted to be Miss Stability and have children and lock me down. And now you're just ready to party. And now it sounds like you don't even want
I
kids
said
the
this
way that you're
before.
acting.
They probably met technically at a wrong time in their life in so many words. Like I feel like if they had met 10 years from now, they'd probably be a perfect match. When he gets to a point
Yeah.
of he's had his fun and settled down and she's still at that point where she's having her fun and but she's like she's saying she wants to settle down. However, like she's still out partying. Is it because she's hurt because the relationship ended? I don't know what happened there, but I feel like they will probably end up together. I don't know why. I definitely feel that.
Here's the thing, she wells up with tears every time she talks about Sinjin. She can't help but crying about their breakup. Every time, without fail, she loses it. And what Tanya is going through right now, in my opinion, um, and I'm no relationship expert, but to me, it seems like she's trying to compensate. She doesn't really want to date. She wants to be married to Sinjin, but because she can't have what she wants with Sinjin, she's now acting out and she's going far left. She's going into a relationship with a woman because I'm thinking she think that might be easier to get out of if her and
No, and I
Sinjin
think
hook back up.
legitimately somewhere in there, I think she likes women. Because
Think she
remember her
does.
face lit up like, and
Yeah.
maybe that's why she can't settle down, or maybe she pushed him away in some ways. Who knows? Like it's a you know what? Let me
No,
catch these up
I don't
real
know.
quick for you. So Buddha
Yes.
said, I think Natalie was trying to say that they're good girls just trying to get away from the war. Don't use them, but her English isn't that good. That could be it. The
Yeah.
way she
Yeah, I
comes
think
off is
so.
different. And Rose said it's a Russian Orthodox church. And Kimberly said that hot mess. And Tanya said Tanya was hurt, so she ran to Aruba and now wants to find herself because no, she
Yeah.
don't want a baby. And then Dolly
No.
said, Yara acts like she's done with Jovi. Dawn, you've been saying the same thing. Jen said his name reminds me of that Frozen movie, Sinjin. And yeah, can one of the admins get rid of our buddy here, 6 9? Um, Rose said Sean called it her friends were getting married and having
That
babies,
sounds like a
and
job
she
for
was trying to
a
keep up.
Buddha. Yeah. Yeah, I
And
think go ahead, baby.
Buddha said crazy part is Alexi and Lauren met at a bar, was a hookup, and been together for over 6 years. Exactly.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
You can
that.
luck out. It can happen.
We met
It's
at a
mostly
warranty place, so we were close to a
we
bar.
a lot of people meet at work. We met where we worked at, and it happens. You never know where it's going to happen. So, it's like, just
But they evolved
keep yourself
together,
open.
Lauren and Alexi. You know what I mean?
They what? What was
They
that?
evolved together, Lauren and
Yeah.
Alexi.
Yeah.
They might have been a hookup, but they were on the right path in their life. Like they both like kind of how me and you have always been on the same like 1 minute we weren't I'm not like, "Oh, I want to go out and party every night." And you're like, "No, I want to, watch reality TV." We're always been on the same page what we like to do and what we like to experience
Yeah.
in life, and that they
I remember back in the day asking you all the time, honey, I'm a homebody. Cancers tend to be homebodies. When I go out, I tend to be the life of the party a little bit, but it's like pulling teeth to get me to go out because I love just being home so much. And I kept saying, Jen, because Jen back in the day, I guess, she would always tell me at
yeah.
Edgemere, she'd go, have a drink after work or whatever. And I'm
One
like,
or five or 10.
babe, do you want to go to the bar? We can go out. You don't have to. She's like, no, I'm cool. I'm like, oh, okay. We met at a time where we were both pretty settled in a little bit. And the cool thing is we were both cool with going out and staying home. So, if we wanted to go out, we weren't the kind of partners with each other that would have been like, nah, I don't feel like it. You know what I mean? Or make her stay in. It's like, I would have went out with her. It's like, okay, yeah, let's go out. I don't feel like it, but nah, who knows? We'll go out and maybe we'll have a good time. Which when we did, like when I started doing open mics, right before the pandemic, we had a ball. We had a ball, but for years we were so focused on our business that we were working all day, and by the time we got home at night, we were dead tired. We weren't going out partying, so we just went home, got some food, chill, and did that. But when the business ended and we had more free time in the evenings, like a couple years ago, started hitting up the open mics, playing drums and going out to the bar, and it was like cool. And then the pandemic hit, so you know, we still haven't worked that back into the repertoire yet. We're still of the
They're all walking germs.
I don't
Just
know.
kidding.
I
Virtual
don't know.
party like we had the other night is good enough for me.
Right. Right, right, right.
Virtual open mic. Um, but crazy. Oh, Alexi and Lauren. Yep, that's what we were just talking about. They definitely are one of the success stories. I love those two. I think I would cry
Okay, so
if I heard they weren't together.
then we've got her boy. What was his name? I can't remember. It was a Joe. I think it was Joe.
Was
And you
it? I
guys
don't
heard
know
me talk
why.
about this guy before. I think that he was a little bit of a control freak because he would barely
Yeah.
let Tanya get a sentence out. And he jumped down her throat about the marriage thing, but he had a lot of truth in what he was saying. If you really want to if you really want to get divorced, there's nothing stopping you. So and I'll be honest with you, okay? With my husband, probably took about 8 years. But I had come out at that point to my family and everybody. So I knew I wasn't going to get remarried, not to a man. So, he kept dating and all of that. So it was like, we never really, it wasn't that we wanted to be together because we were completely separate lives. And there was no way I was going back, especially once I had come out. Hey, I'm lesbian for life at this point. I'm out to everybody. This is me. This is who I am. And I'm finally able to just be myself. There's no way I'm going back. So, and he knew that. And I don't think he wanted to hook back up. But if he did, oh well. But the thing was, we didn't go do the paperwork. Some people don't do it for financial reasons. But after a while, I think you can just go down to a courthouse, and if it's uncontested, you can just take care of it. So that's what happened. He was going to get remarried, and he came to me and, hey, I need to get some divorce. But okay, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, time can go by where you don't address it,
Yeah.
um, and it doesn't, it doesn't happen because there's nothing pressing to make you do it. You're not
Right.
thinking about that
And
person. You
when
don't
you're
want to
not
hurt them.
in an angry state, when it's kind of a mutual divorce, you don't really
Right,
think about like, "Oh, I'm gonna get those papers and I'm gonna," when it's like, okay, we're
right.
both done and we're gonna move on, and maybe you're separated for like, years or whatever. It's like you don't even it's not like part of your initial thing. The anger is not there
Yeah.
to want to get the papers. So I get that too. But with that one,
But
I don't believe
Tanya's
that's the case.
bullshit.
That's
Tanya's
different
bullshit because
because
how many people have reminded her? She had the girlfriends that were on there telling her. She had this guy, Joe, telling her. So I just
he
didn't think
said
about it.
she's
How are
not
you
the kind
not
of
thinking
person that's
about it?
lazy.
Everybody is telling you to get a divorce.
When
You're
she
on
wants
national
something.
television admitting that you haven't gotten a divorce. How the fuck are you not thinking about it? It's all everybody's talking about but you.
Mhm.
So how are you not thinking, slip my bullshit? Because everybody's saying, Tanya, why don't you get a divorce? So that right there is a lie.
She's
You're
hanging
not
on
getting a
to
divorce
it.
because you don't want to. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying she's hanging on to it. I was just agreeing
Yeah, she's
along with you.
hanging on. It's like there's no way she can't use the excuse. Oh, I didn't think about it. Slipped my mind. No, it didn't. Because on national television, everybody's saying, why aren't you divorcing him? So there's no way it's not on your mind. So the next one we got
KT said
is
her divorce took 60 days. Dang. And Rose said that's true. I know some people are really comfortable. And Rose said some people stay married for the benefits. Divorces are expensive and messy. Her being
Yep.
married really bothered him. I understand, Buddha said. Yep.
This is Debbie addressing it as well. And then they end up getting into it. Debbie is feisty.
Yes, she is.
She's a feisty old biker
I
chick.
see where Colt gets it from. The first Colt we met didn't get it, didn't have it, but he's got it now. He's become like Mama.
How many people think that Colt is a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? And how many people think that the original Colt that we saw is not the same is how many people think this is the real Colt? And he basically shoved this Colt under the rug for the cameras. Okay, because I mean, that is crazy. And I'm pissed off thinking I had two pictures of him that I was up a side by side, and I got into creating all these other pictures and never did create it. I had a picture saved with him with the glasses and one side by side with him with the mountain man look. Completely different people, completely different actions, thoughts, speech patterns. Everything is completely different about Colt now. And
Yeah,
right
he's
here is
different.
where he gets his temper. I can't fucking ask you a question. Why can't I fucking ask you a fucking question? And Deb, I mean, I gotta give it to her. She is a feisty old biddy, but Tanya, she at least kept it respectful. And Angela Dean would have went off on her old ass, but Tanya kept it respectful.
That might have been a right out fist
Yeah,
fight.
she wouldn't have got away with that with Angela, but Tanya kept it cordial and kept it respectful and didn't cuss back at her. And she said, "Listen, I keep answering you because I didn't think about it. I'm giving you the answer." So they got into it, and yeah, Debbie needs to calm down a little bit. But I think I see where Colt gets his anger issues from.
She might feel like I feel like she definitely thinks somewhere there is a chance that they might get back together. She has to if we're
I
all
think
thinking
so.
that.
I think so.
We're
And why
looking
is
out
Sinjin
and
there?
and
Why is
Sinjin
Sinjin there?
Sinjin knows that too. I think they're just getting their, stuff out and they're going to end up together. I really do. I
Dude, we
said it
could
here.
legit be being played by
They
90
might
Day Fiance
they
and
might be
TLC.
together. You
They
think?
like seriously, this whole breakup could have been fake. The crying when they broke up, the fact that they never got divorced, the fact that now she's off messing with women, the fact that he's sitting behind the scenes now looking at her and looking like he wants to hook back up come on, her taking care of him financially, even though she is obligated to do that and he is taking full advantage of that. Um, I almost feel like it was staged all for them, for us to just follow them down this rabbit hole, just for them to get right back together. And just like we cried when they broke up, we're gonna be crying when they hook back. Oh, they got back together. I think it could be being staged.
Hey, a lot of it is staged anymore, right?
Yeah, the
But
whole thing was staged. The breakup, everything. I really believe that. I'm starting to really believe that.
I'm gonna catch up the chat real quick. Buddha said, I mean, those
Okay.
papers matter when she had 90 days to get married. Yeah. Right? And Rose said me,
Good
meaning they said
point.
when you said who's you think Colt is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, she said me, and feel Dolly said I feel Colt is acting out for some reason. Right? He seems like a 14-year-old acting out because his mom's got a boyfriend. Buddha said I think so, but he's been too sheltered because Vanessa says he's still a child. That was a weird. Did everybody feel awkward when she was talking about that? Like I thought Vanessa was gonna come out differently, and when she was pretty much like, yeah, he's a child. Yeah, like
Actually,
basically, I see what you
that's
did. Almost like I can't believe you passed his ass off on me.
that's actually next. That's what we're going. That's where we were going next. Let's get into it, y'all.
Rose said
Um,
he's gotten used to the cameras being around and he has let his real self show. Yes, and Kim Turner
yes.
agrees. She thinks he's acting weird and different.
Yeah. I think this may be the real Cole. I think the Cole, because remember back in the day, Larissa admitted that she was a closet nerd. She just looked like a supermodel and she's attracted to nerdy men. Well,
Yeah,
if he was trying to hook up with her, remember they showed pictures of Colt with her, Jen, and you and I said, wait a minute, he's got facial hair and no glasses, and his hair is kind of spiked out a little bit. He looks different. And Colt, I think, turned himself into a nerd to pull in Larissa. This is the real Colt. Think about it. It makes sense. His mom is an ex biker chick. She's an ex go go
and
dancer.
look, how about Colt? What is he doing hooking up with Larissa in the first place? What is he doing online, you know, with somebody from another country? We have to remember these people, regardless of who they seem, that is an adventurous side that they all
That nerd Colt wasn't. Yeah,
yeah,
the
Nerd
nerd
Colt would have
Colt
been
didn't
down at
give
the
me.
corner bar or at his, his church,
He would have
the
met
guy that
somebody
we
at
saw,
work
or
or
at the,
church, right?
what do you call one of those groups? Dungeons and Dragon group or something. That's what he reminds me of. He looks like a gnome right now. He looks like it could be his dad sitting to the left of him with that beard too.
Dude, okay,
I think
again,
there's a
here
lot
we
of
go.
basically he was making it out like the mom has made him feel guilty, and maybe losing his dad so early on and feeling the responsibility of having to be with his mom. There's some type of tension there, even though when we first met him they were like having drinks together and he was like, my mom, that's what it's all about. And then something inside of him just came out like, no, you're holding me hostage here. I'm tired of you controlling me. It's like these women got a hold of his mind or something. Because like with Larissa, he was like, "You need to respect my mom," and with Vanessa, he's like, "I'm rolling out, and mom, you need to leave me that what alone."
I don't know what happened time that Colt hooked up with Vanessa, but remember how he told Debbie that he married Vanessa? That she
Yeah.
found out on the tell-all with everybody else. So
Why did that relationship
right
go
then
south?
was, I don't know, as close as they were. Remember the time she got the
But her
Uber
and
job,
Vanessa were
Uber
close
Eats, or
too.
she was working for DoorDash? She was working for DoorDash, dude, and Colt was riding around with her. I mean, they were inseparable. They were Debbie and Colt, Colt and Debbie, Debbie and Colt. They were inseparable. Anytime they did a tell-all, she was there with him. She supported him in all of that. So for him to
I
now turn
made
his
it
back
like
and now say he never felt like she was his mother. What?
I felt like I've said this before though. Colt seems like you know how when a kid is like up until they're about like 14 years old, like me, that's when I started to have friends and stuff. I was like, me and my mom were like, everywhere I went, I wanted her to come. Like even if it was something at school, I was like, oh, want mom to come. We were like, hanging out. We were buds, right? And then like when you get to be 13, 14, 15, you get in your teen years, you start hanging
Start
out with
breaking
friends.
away.
You start like, okay, you're trying to, oh, I want my own space. You know what I mean? I want to be on the phone. You try to get away from everybody and like,
Yeah.
you want to be on your phone and you start to like have
Teenage
that
years, man.
separation. Like Colt, because he was so sheltered to, was it Dolly or Buddha that said that earlier, or someone said, yep, she said, I feel like Colt is acting out like or somebody said he was sheltered. That's what happens. It feels like he's just like a late bloomer and he's just like, okay, I've got friends now, mom, and you never loved me anyway.
This young woman right here put his ass straight out. She said, I
Hmm.
see the problem with him. He is still a child. Debbie babied him, did everything for him. To me, that sounds like a mother.
Because
Okay. I
remember,
don't know
we
what
saw
Cole's
it
saying. Yeah.
when he
She
was at
didn't want to
home. Remember,
separate.
mom made him dinner, mom made his lunch, you
She was
know,
making them steak dinners and they would drink together. And, I
wash his
mean,
clothes.
wash his clothes. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go there. I watch too much Lifetime. Hopefully,
No, don't go there. Do not go there.
well, why is he full of so much anger? You know what I
I don't
mean? Is
know.
he not telling us something? Like,
I
how
don't
close were
I'm not
they?
I'm not feeling that vibe. I'm just feeling more of a he felt like some type of, even if it was like a responsibility thing to him that he had to take care of his mom, and at some point it's like
He
he
wanted
got
his
tired
freedom.
of that because he wanted his freedom, but he's always felt guilty when he went a little bit outside of it. So he was like up under his mom because she needed him, like she said,
Yeah,
like he needed her. And it's like now it's almost like frustrating to him when she's upset because it's like, look, I was just trying to live my life. It's not my fault that dad passed away so when I
yeah,
was young, but he felt like he had to be that man. And I
dude.
feel like that messed him
Yep.
all up. And she didn't like push him to do his own thing. You know what I mean? She tried to keep him up under
She
her in a
latched
sense.
on. When she lost her husband, she latched on
She
to
was
Colt.
latching
Colt
on to
became the
him like,
man in her life.
and she thought she was being the mom and the dad and taking care of him, but in a sense she realized that she never, allowed him to push and do his own thing, which is probably why he's acting out now, I'm
Yeah.
guessing, in a
I
psychological
think
way.
and I don't mean to like
But
insinuate
he's really rude.
that he had a sexual relationship with his mother, but I think what ended up happening was Debbie turned Colt into her surrogate husband is what
Yeah.
happened. And he I think that may be one of the reasons why, damn, he dipped off and went to another country to get a woman because
Mhm.
Debbie couldn't stop that. Think
Yeah.
about it. If he got a local girl, Debbie could affect that.
Just as respectful as he was to his mother in those
I
first couple
know.
of seasons, so I
I
can't believe
know.
it's the same Colt. It's almost like
I
he's
know.
trying to be so hard because he's putting a barrier up in front so he can't feel. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He doesn't want to
Yeah.
feel her hurt. It's like he's trying so hard. He's being mean about it because he
Yeah.
doesn't want to feel her pain because he's
Yeah.
been trying to get free of so long. But I didn't really ever. Rose said, "Don't hate on D&D." I'm sorry, I wasn't hating on it. We just used to know somebody that was in the Dungeons and Dragons, and I used to laugh because it
I
was like they
know.
were so into it. I need to see what it's all about
This
probably, but
kid
I
that
did.
worked for us, I think I'd be
But
into it.
remember, we saw it a little bit on the Married at
Married
First
at
Sight.
first sight. Yeah.
Um,
It seems
and
interesting.
Buddha said, I think Debbie overly sheltered Colt. That is the
Yeah.
problem. Some distance and therapy will do them good. Yeah, because he's just flat out. We're all feeling sorry for Debbie at this point.
Dude, he has turned into a straight mama's boy. She has ruined him, unfortunately, for any woman that he ends up. And Vanessa is just getting the beginning. Well, she's been with him for a while now, and it took her, what, how long have they been together now? Maybe 2 3 years they've been together. It
Mhm.
took her this long to figure out that Colt actually was completely dependent on Debbie and nothing more than a mama's boy. You know what I'm saying? And even
Mhm.
the way that they're sitting, even the way that they're sitting. Look at how they're sitting. Okay, they are worlds apart. Vanessa and Cole, Debbie and Tony. Look at how their body language is.
But look at, you know what Colt looks like? He's like on edge. Like he's not comfortable with this situation. He needs
I
to
mean,
get
look
in a
how he
point.
even dresses now.
It's
Nothing
like
like the old Colt.
him and her being together and him having a relationship with his mom at some point, like you said, maybe therapy or whatever, it they need to come together because he thinks he has to have one or the other. I feel like is where he's at now. He doesn't know how to meld those two worlds together, and those were the only two women that I thought could ever meld together, because like her and Larissa were like, that wasn't
Better.
happening, even though Debbie tried. When she went to court that time, I thought that was
Hmm.
really sweet. Debbie was trying to be like a mother to her, and it was like
Yeah.
it just never would work out. And it's like now I was so happy for Debbie and Colt when I saw that he was hooking up with Vanessa, because her and Vanessa were talking when he was with Jess. Remember when they were in
Right.
the other country and she was watching the quote unquote watching the cats,
Yeah.
and then Jess found out and he was like, I thought that that would be one big happy family, and that just turned into chaos. Like that was just weird.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Apparently, I think Debbie didn't think that Colt would cherish another woman as much as he cherished a relationship with his mom. And when she saw that he was legit into Vanessa, she started
Jealous.
getting a little jealous and
Mhm.
started trying to infiltrate their relationship, because remember Vanessa said every time we try to do us, she's constantly calling on him. Even when they would leave, she would blow his cell phone. I need you. I need you. So
Mm.
Debbie had serious separation anxiety going on. She initially liked Vanessa.
Mhm.
Vanessa had Colt in his heart. That's when she got like, whoa, okay, I need to break this up. I need to do something. But what happened was it backfired, because Colt was actually really into Vanessa. And he didn't appreciate Debbie trying to come between him. And Vanessa also didn't allow him to do it. She's like, hey, if you want this marriage to work, you're going to have to break free of Mama Bear, So
Mhm.
I want to move out. Remember when they hit her with moving out and she went off on them? How can you hit me with your moving out? What do you mean you're moving out? She got downright shitty that they were moving out, instead of saying, okay, well, let's all come together and make a plan so that it's conducive for everybody. Let me find a place and let's do this right. No, she downright burst into tears and started yelling at Colt for moving out.
Yeah. So
So
there's
Debbie's, yeah, it ain't all Colt. Debbie has
yeah.
a pull on him. Even now, when Vanessa was saying she's stuck with him, Debbie was on it like a vulture. Like, oh, you're stuck with him. You see what she's saying? She was almost like, okay, well, I'll come take care of him. It was almost like she wanted that,
Yeah. And the
you
one
know?
thing she didn't want to happen inevitably was going to happen because Colt was pushing her boyfriend to come at him. You know what I mean? Because the way he was acting and treating her, he wanted that because like Debbie, remember when they went to dinner? She's like, I don't want you to, one thing though, I don't want to happen if Colt, says something off the wall. I don't want any conflict there. I don't want you to say anything to my son. But I mean, you know, that wasn't going to happen because that guy's got a mind of his own. You know what I mean? And when he saw her, talking to him, talking to her like that, he was standing up for her. Catching up the
You
chat
know what?
real quick.
Okay.
Buddha said, or actually I read that one about her sheltering him. Kim said, "Okay, now I understand that because if he had a sister or a brother, they would beat his ass for the way he talks to his mom. He could not be
No
my
doubt.
brother.
I would
Met my
mess his
hands."
ass up.
Buddha said, "There's a mother and then there's a smothered." Yeah. Rose said, "I think he's regretting leaving her, and instead of admitting and apologizing, he's doubling down. They left Debbie holding the bag when they moved out." Yeah, they went about that the
Yep.
wrong way. Like they needed to give her a lot of notice and lead into it.
Yes.
I mean, it is what it is.
She's on a fixed income. She couldn't afford to stay there. What was supposed to happen to
And you
her?
should be
You
thankful for this
know?
guy taking her in. not,
Yeah.
acting out. Like, it's just
And this is where
there's
he
no
really lays
respect.
into her. That's where he really laid
And
into her
it's
right
like,
there.
oh, about the dad, right?
Yeah. And God bless Tony because Tony is really there for her.
Mhm.
And he looks like an older version of Colt. You know what I mean? He is really
Yeah.
there for her and doesn't speak to his mom, so he reminds me a lot of Colt. Like, is that what who Colt once he matures is eventually going to turn into? But I love here the closeness between these two. You can tell that even though they have only known each other a short time, they are meant to be.
Yeah, he's
They are
mad at
meant to be.
himself, bro. You're right. And Buddha said, I'm happy for her and Tony. I love her and I'm so happy for her.
Me too.
Whether
Me
she
too.
sheltered him or not, she was just doing what she had to do to get through, and she was there for him when he needed her. And I feel like you said, they just codepended on each other, and they're like kind of going about their business now, and they're trying to deal with it.
And I love these two for what they did. They spoke up. Caesar's like, you only get one mother, man. And the way you talk to your mother, that's not cool. And Tim said the same thing. He said,
No
yeah,
matter what she
I'm
does,
from,
you don't talk to her
yep,
like that.
I'm from the South. You don't talk to your mother like that. You know what I mean? But right after that is when he throws the shit fit and goes off on her even worse. And it's a matter of respect. Well, you're saying the word respect, and at the same time, you're not respecting your mother. And trust and believe who's going to be crying. Anybody ever see the Imitation of Life? The way the daughter treated the mother? And when she died and the casket was going down the street, she's but when she was here, you treated her like shit.
If
That's
everybody
going to
thought
be
about
called if something.
everybody in life like that, like it's temporary, and what would you do if you lost them? You'd probably treat people a lot better in your life.
Yeah, because trust and believe if and when something happens to Debbie, Colt, if he does not make amends and they
Oh,
don't
he's gonna
go
be
to
lost.
therapy, he's gonna
There's no
go
chance
through
for
it and
any relationship for him.
he's gonna blame Vanessa for it.
Yeah, and himself.
He's gonna blame Vanessa. She's gonna go through some shit when Debbie dies. You pulled me from my mother.
Yeah,
She needed me. She needed me. You broke our relationship up. Trust
I
and
worry
believe.
about
If
that
they
with
don't repair
Ed
this,
and Liz
yeah,
too.
if they don't repair this shit, he's gonna resent this woman. Just like he resents Debbie now. When Debbie dies, the resentment is gonna be pointed towards her.
Good point, Don.
So next week, they're showing that these guys are going at it. Tony, look at Colt. He's like, yeah, whatever. Tony is coming at Colt on the coming attractions for next week. Like, you need to get the out of here. You constantly dismiss her, and he went off. So I cannot wait to see that. And then we've got Miss Mystery Man with Veronica over here. Who do you guys think that is down in the chat? Because I feel like it's a 90 dare. Because
You do?
everybody has this I do. Everybody has this reaction when he walks in and she laughs. They show her laughing. This guy, and obviously, is he black? Can you
Nah, he
tell?
just looks tanned.
Okay, because I'm trying to
It's
get a
not Ed,
clear
is it? Like it
me.
looks kind of like a chubbier
Hell
hand.
no. Ed's his hand is bigger than Ed. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Buddha said, I'm happy for her and Tony. I read that. Rose said, there's no parenting manual. People make mistakes. You are right.
That's
That
it.
is so true. We have to
That's
have
it.
grace for
Tell my
everybody,
daughter that.
ourselves and our parents. I mean, it is, especially if you have kids young or if something happens like what happened where his dad died so early on. Buddha said, Tony looks like a biker Santa Claus. You go, Debbie. He does. Kim said yes. Rose said snaps, facts. I think it's Jamal. Kim's son, Dolly said, if it's Jamal, Buddha said, SMH, Veronica, don't want no husband. Rose said, I think it's the guy, Mike, who went to Columbia for a few years ago. Okay. And if I had your daughter's info, I would, Rose said.
Aw.
Sweet.
um Thank you, baby. I appreciate you so much. I know you would. We've got Caesar's next week preview. They're showing him talking to Alona, and all of a sudden he starts getting teary eyed. Sean
I
asks,
hope
"Well, are
Caesar
you
don't
gonna
end up
stay with?"
alone.
You couldn't wait to make that joke, right?
I
You
couldn't.
got Sean making the asking him, "Well, okay, you're breaking up over this woman and getting all emotional. Are you still gonna do the throuple?" So I'm curious to see what the answer is there.
And
And
how did he
then the
get
last,
so emotional about Alona so quick?
he is into some Alona. And then we've got the last of the previews was Mike walking in and sitting down. I couldn't get a decent picture of the picture I had his eyes closed, so I went and pulled one off a line of Josh. But Natalie is faced with her two men. And I guess we're going to maybe see what happens there if she's going to pick one right then and there on the tell all. You know what I mean? But they asked Mike if he even wants Natalie back. Natalie's already admitted that she wants to go back to Mike.
That
So,
face of Mike's is just that's the face
it,
that like
what
that
do you
is the
guys think, man? Do you think he's
that
going to take
face
her
of
back?
Mike, I don't know, man. I gotta read these comments because I had to laugh out loud when I just read Buddha's comment. So Rose said, I mean Jen said it's totally Veronica and Jamal. I thought his hand looked too light to be Jamal, but maybe. And Buddha said, "Damn, how come the TV adds 5 more levels to his already 5 head? You have to be talking about Mike." Because he has definitely got like a 5 head. Jamal has that bracelet, Jen said, and rings. Oh my god! And Kim said another. KT said another hot mess. I love it. I love it. Like we should just have a whole
Wow.
channel for Kim's
She is
reaction.
attracted to these gay acting dudes. Yeah, I mean, hey, you
That
know what
makes
I mean?
sense though, right? Because that maybe she is like more of a dominant personality.
Let's take the timeline. When did Jamal go to Nigeria with Kim?
Well,
Because he's obviously showing up there. Is it possible that he was there? Or was he in Nigeria still?
the
Because remember,
timelines
he
are all
went.
mixed up on these things,
Right, right. I don't
so
know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, man. Jamal? Really? Well, hey, if it is, I wish I had some prize
Why
money,
did
but
why what might it be the guy from that we just mixed the two up, Tanya and Veronica, the other guy, the one that she was with?
who?
The guy from
Extension?
no, like the guy she was dating that was mad she was married.
He's in Aruba.
Joe?
Yeah, he's in Aruba though. Remember, he was
Oh
he
right,
was
he was on the
he was on the
screen. But was it
T-bag.
a joke? Like did they just have him in the other room acting like he was in Aruba to trick us?
I don't.
Um,
I
no,
think
no, that's
that's a
far-fetched.
far one.
That's not reality. Rose said, "I think
Nice
that's
try.
how that Mike shows about Josh he is out. I think now that Mike knows about Josh, he is out. Oh, okay. Like she's saying basically
I
because
think
about
so.
Josh, Mike is like, you know what? You're in this relationship. I'm done. This is playing games." Buddha said, "Oh, quick question. Are you going to do Love Without Borders? It's on Bravo. It looks funny."
Damn you, Buddha! Buddha!
We got enough shows to watch. I love it. Let's do it.
I'm still trying to binge 60 days in, girl. That one's your fault. What's the name of it? Love Without
Love Without
Borders?
Borders. I knew it. And then she's like, "What's the name of it?" You gotta know. Jen said YouTube video that he can confirm that Kim Menzies' son Jamal is dating the single life star Tim Malcone's ex Veronica Rodriguez. What?
Who
Did
said
you really
that? Who
find
said
that?
that?
Jen said
Who
she
said
found
that?
a YouTube video that can confirm it. Or can we find one? Like, are you asking? Buddha with another show to watch, Rose said. Buddha runs to the corner, laughy face. Ah!
I'm going to kill her. Why is she doing this to me?
I don't know. Why did you turn into a different language?
I do it all the time.
Because 90 Day Fiance.
I'll go ahead and put the link up. I don't really want to be on here too much longer though because I am starving and it's pretty much dinner time. But if anybody wants to come up, because I did promise that I would do that, you are more than welcome to come up and give your opinion on
Come
anything
on up.
that we have talked about tonight. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I'm gonna look right now. I'm gonna look right now and
And
see
her
if I can
last name
find
is
it.
Menzies. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Menzies, Menzies. Isn't that
Tim
crazy?
Malcolm's ex, Veronica Rodriguez. What?
What? You looking at something?
Mm-mm.
You looking it up?
I'm reading Jen's comment, and I didn't know that was their names. So she must have found something, or she's really knows their bio. Hold on, I gotta look. You could post a link for us, Jen. Why do you have us on a wild goose chase?
Right.
What is it? Uh, like I still don't know if her comment is saying like, is there one or there is one. Uh oh.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, it's true. Wait, I got the link. Our Kim, our Kim's son Jamal and Veronica Rodriguez having a romantic relationship. No way, dude. That's crazy. It's
Where
true.
is
It's all
that?
over YouTube. Hold on. 3 days ago. Where have we been? And who called that? Like, I mean, somebody said that
Oh
you said that
wow.
he has gay vibes. Tim X gay. Look what happened. Oh, she's got the link right there for you in the YouTube. Gone.
Okay. Restream won't allow me up, but I'll tell you what I can do. Let me do it from the phone. You go, Jen.
I'm telling you, like we have like an insider. You know what I mean? Like that's insane. Like I did not see that. I'm telling you, like we have like an insider.
My
You know
bad.
what I mean? Ew, I don't like my voice. Thanks everybody for coming. If you don't mind giving the video a like, a share, and maybe subscribe if you are not already a subscriber, that would be cool. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Breaking news. This just in. I cannot believe that. Like, wow, that was so like that. What? Jamal? I guess. Like, is he? Oh, that's crazy. Tim is like gotta be going like I'm definitely speechless.
Is that John Yates?
Who's John Yates? Buddha,
He's
thank
a
you. Don't
huge
forget to hit that like
YouTuber.
button. Oh, okay. Then he's a huge tuber. Kimberly said, KT said, Tim is losing his mind. You know, I feel like they belong together though. Like, I don't know why they're not together. her and Tim, and I feel like that's going to be a constant battle. But Jamal might give him a run for his money because he reminds me of the same kind of guy. Maybe that's her man because they haven't gotten back together. They haven't gotten together, and John Yates called it too. Rose said. Jen said, "Yes, it's John Yates." Thank you, Buddha. I might have to finish the stream because J and J is lost in YouTube world. Dolly said I asked that earlier about Jamal and
I'm here.
Veronica,
I'm just
Kim's son. You did, Dolly. You did
I'm trying
ask
to get it
that. Like
prepared
that was
for a
crazy.
restream. I'm gonna get it
I'm like,
prepared for restream and get it on here.
and what we were talking about was, what was like Tim, kind of like Dawn, you coming up with how like Tim and Jamal kind of both have some type of gay tendencies, which is like I don't know if you want to say gay or like more feminine qualities, more. And that to me, when you said that, Dolly, is it going to be Jamal and Veronica? I'm like, wait, okay, maybe that could make sense because that's who she's attracted to, or that type of person. And then, like, this is just crazy. Yeah, metrosexual. Thank you. I don't know how to say it in a politically correct way. So that was Jamal showing off his Wakanda beads. Hey, what kind of beads you got? Get it?
He never actually says who it is though, but he says that I can confirm that there's a relationship going on between someone on the Single Life and someone on Happily Ever After, which common sense, yeah. Who else would it, right?
Well, so it's not like legit proven, but it could be. And we were
Yeah,
thinking
he
that
never
too, so it
actually
might
says
be.
who it is.
Ben said he did confirm it. What? He said the names. I'm gonna have to research this more. We're gonna have to reconvene tomorrow with more information. While we're waiting for her to get that together, I want to thank everybody for coming. I've had so much fun tonight. You got Buddha, Dolly Bush, Ro, KT, Janetta, Jen, Santa Jen, or Peepers as Jess calls her. Who else is here? KT, Jen, Dolly, Buddha. I'm sure there's other people here, but commenting. You guys are the most excellent people to sit and have a conversation with in the world. So, did we talk about everyone? Like, wait, it was so basically to
Yeah, we
recap
got
what we
everybody
said.
covered
We
that
got
was on
everybody.
the tell all this week.
Oh,
Yep.
I was saying that about too about when we were talking about Colt and Debbie, his relationship with his mom reminds me of parallel of Ed and Liz from The Single Life. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't it remind you of that? Like, where him
Yeah.
and his mom were so close, and then all of a sudden there was a lot of respect there. They're not getting
They were
along, but same
estranged.
difference. His dad passed away. Maybe he's in the same acting out phase, but he's not as crazy to his mom. But Ed is very influential. We'll talk about him when we go over Single Life.
Happily ever after.
But yeah, Colt is definitely. Oh, is it happily ever after or Single Life?
Yeah, he's on Happily Ever After.
Oh my
He
goodness,
was
they
on
all
Single
show
Life.
hop. It's
They
getting
do.
crazy. I can't get it straight because everybody's going on different shows. And now we're gonna have Caesar on Sister Wives. Caesar Wives, it's gonna be called. That guy, I feel like he's gonna get hurt again. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Caesar. You're welcome, Janetta. Thank you for coming. Kim, good night. Buddha said, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Please. Jen said Veronica equals FLR. All right, wait. I got to get my acronyms right. FLR. Buddha got it because she's laughing. Why do I not get the FLR? Veronica equals flaming.
Okay, so here's the link that I was sent. I don't know if there's any more to it, but
Like I want to get to the big news. Okay, are you guys sitting down? Because this is like
This is the good stuff.
and you heard it here first.
Okay.
I can confirm. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Breaking news. Okay. I can confirm. I don't want to say it because I'm so giddy about it. And once I say it, it'll be over. I can confirm that there is a new relationship with someone on TheSingleLife and someone on Happily Ever After.
What? How is that possible?
Wow.
So that's what was on that link. So I get, I'm definitely going to be going back and watching that full video because that's probably where he mentions the names. So wow. Well, John Yates gets the scoop. Stars, a lot of these reality stars actually approach him now and give him scoop. He's a blogger and he's a reality blogger and he's been doing it for years and he's gotten such a following, both blogging on YouTube, that a lot of these reality stars go to him to put the gossip out, so he doesn't have to
Good night,
seek it out.
Dolly.
They actually go to him and give him info. So yeah, I've watched his channel definitely. So he's a real deal. When all of that stuff was going on with remember Jeffrey Paschal, he was getting a lot of inside information there too. So yeah, he's definitely no joke.
Oh, hold on a second. Veronica's calling. Let me see what she says. Yo, Veronica, are you like dating Jamal or what? Hold on, I gotta take this call.
Guys,
We'll be
thank
getting
you so
inside
much.
information soon.
Thank
Rose
you,
said
Rose.
it's on
Thank you,
Twitter
Doc.
as well. Jen said she's playing it a little more, and Jen said on the video 45 seconds in, apparently.
Ah, okay. All right. Well,
We'll keep watching.
you sent me a 39-second clip,
Just keeping us hanging on like a
right?
cliffhanger.
Don't tease me, Jen. But guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys make my Tuesday. You make my week. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? And
I love
don't forget,
Takeover Tuesday. What's tacos?
Takeover Tuesday, baby. Takeover
Woo!
Taco Tuesday. And don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be doing the Midday Motivated at 12:30. So come to that and get some dude, last night was amazing to have Karen Everett come on her live stream and say, go check out J&J Videos Midday Motivated. That was amazing. If you get a chance, go check out her the replay of her live, and she talks about the Midday Motivated on the channel and that she loves
That
attending
was
that. So
wild.
yeah, that was really cool. We heard that in the middle of Meatless Monday last night.
I just realized they're both M&M, Meatless
Eminem,
Monday and
Meatless
Midday
Monday.
Motivated, and Makeover Tuesday. Oh wait,
Yeah.
tried to make
But yep,
Buddha
I'm
said
gonna
she
go ahead and
enjoys
end it
your
here.
lives as always. Thank
Let
you,
you
Buddha.
guys get on with your night. Buddha, thank you so much for being a killer Sicario down there in the chat and taking care of all the bad people and reminding everybody to like. Thank you, Dolly Bush. Thank you, Ro, so much. Thank you, Jess, Jamie, Jen. Thank you guys. Janetta. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being
KT in
here.
the house.
Kim Turner, baby. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. You guys make my Tuesday night. So time to go watch some more reality television so we can have some good stuff to
We're
talk
gonna find
about.
out what the scoop is.
Yeah, we will definitely have some confirmation next
Chicken.
Tuesday. By then it'll be old news, but we'll at least get to chit chat about it. So you guys have a wonderful night and peace and blessings.
Thanks for letting me come on.
Hey, did you know that you could single-handedly help this channel grow by clicking the like button down here on the left? And if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe here on the right. Share the video with friends and family, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we do new videos or live streams. Thanks.